What's up, everybody, and welcome back to Mommy Confessions. My name is Angel, also known as That Chick Angel, and I am here with my co-host. Tell them who you are, sweetie.
I'm Quinn Walters, y'all.
Yes, and if y'all are just now tuning into Mommy Confessions for the first time, what have you been doing with your life? Okay, you should have been here a long time ago. You should have been here. But we're glad that you're here. Make sure that you are following this podcast on all platforms. You can watch it on Facebook as well as on YouTube at That Chick Angel TV. And we have such a special guest today. I'm so excited. I said, oh, no, we got to get her on here because soon she's going to be on her own talk show and she's not going to have time to be able to do podcasts.
Come on, Jesus.
Listen, I said, let me grab her right now. Okay. Okay. I said, I can't wait for the pandemic to be over. We just going to
No, ma'am.
Right. I won't be available after the pandemic.
It's over.
Okay. She ain't going to be.
Come on.
Booked.
Introduce
Been booked.
the personification of a rocket ship. Okay. Because she's out of this world. Miss Tabitha Brown. Tabitha, welcome to Mommy Confessions. How are you, love?
Honey, amazing. Happy to be here.
Yes, we are so happy to have
We
you.
love you, Tab. You already know.
Oh, you know I love you, Quinn. I love you both. Thank you. I appreciate that. Honey, I feel very like I got some friends that is in the house right now since we ain't been able to have social hour and ain't nobody been able to come over. So now I feel like, oh, okay, I get to talk to some other people other than these kids.
Okay. Amen.
Amen.
Right. And my husband, God bless him, he at work, but you know.
Let me break down what the show is and then we'll first jump into the first segment. So Mommy Confessions is just an honest, raw, truthful conversation about motherhood, womanhood, and hopefully it adds a little bit of inspiration and maybe a little bit of comedy. But I just wanted to provide a space where you don't have to be perfect. You don't have to fit into a certain structure that people consider motherhood to be. And we just get to be real, regardless of what anybody else. This is a judgment-free zone. We might, quietly judge you, but we're not going to judge out loud. Okay? We're not
quietly.
Okay.
So,
on the
battery
hush.
that popped up already, Jesus.
Listen, we buying that up. That battery.
Okay.
Okay.
It's telling me I got 20%. We're gonna ride it out for at least about 10
We're
more
going to do
minutes
it.
Okay.
before I plug it up.
We
All right, Jesus.
believe. Okay. So we start every podcast off with a confession. It's got to be truthful. It ain't got to be deep. It can be if you want it to be, but it just got to be the truth. So, since Tabitha, you're our guest, I'll let you actually go last this time. Me and Quinn will go first. To set
Okay.
the tone. We'll set the tone. My mommy confession is I lost my ever loving mind at Costco yesterday. And to the point that my big truck, the entire back was packed full of food. And I'm not sure if I think I honestly have an army like in this household, but like the amount of meat I bought, and I know you're vegan, we'll go into that. The amount of meat I bought, like, should be enough meat for the rest of the year. And there's something in me as a mother that I'm just like, everything else could be going to crap. But as long as these kids got some food, I feel like we are winning. Like, I don't know why I got so much squash. I'm like, what am I really about to cook? But I also said Uber Eats ain't getting no more of my money because they be charging out of this world prices to deliver.
They getting their money.
They getting all of it. You might as well. The amount of charges, fees, delivery fees, it's like ordering 2 extra meals.
Yeah. Hello?
Yeah.
And I'm like, I hope somebody's eating off of this. I hope somebody needed this money because y'all done took it already.
Yes.
I know without a shadow of doubt I overdid it at Costco, but it is what it is. I got the food in the refrigerator, had to kind of slam the freezer shut and pray that nobody got too close to it, pop back open. But
honey, you better hide the good snacks if it's anything like my house, and they get gone.
They've been tearing them
They
out.
get gone.
They get gone, honey.
And that is what I'm dealing with too, with all this extra weight. So, Quinn, what is your confession?
My confession is I have been letting my daughter stay up late as if she ain't got Zoom class in the morning every single night. So, yeah, I'm supposed to be, a good mom. I'm supposed to be having her on the schedule. We wake up on time in the morning, this, that, and the third. But, at this point, I'm just like, it's whatever. Right. You know what I'm saying? She's still getting her work done. Don't get me wrong. She's still on time. She's still doing her Zooms. We're still doing homework. But I don't care like I should. And I feel bad about that. But I don't know what to do. I'm just at my wit's end at this point. I'm just like, you want to watch a movie at midnight? Go ahead. I'm about to go listen to D Nice in the other room. So do you. I'm going to do me. And I'll see you in the morning. Like, that's what it's been. So don't judge me, y'all.
Listen,
but that's true.
I finished.
You are not alone.
Thank you. Please, thank you.
I shot with Brisha last night. We started another podcast. I got done. It was 12 midnight. I walk in the den. Little Marcus is up on a video game. I had no idea. I didn't even know he was up.
See?
I'm terrible. So, Miss Tam, we waiting. We ready. What's the tea?
Well, I don't even know where to begin because the way that things been slipping and sliding in this house, okay? I don't even, it's many things. Mommy and wife confessions. Do we do both or do we just do
whichever one?
Yes.
Yeah.
So I ain't tell nobody else. So y'all the first to know this, right? So last night, I forgot to make my husband's lunch, right? Because he go to work. Mm-hmm. I remembered when I laid down, but I did not feel like getting back up. Mm-hmm. So this morning when he called me, I said, did you get your lunch? He said, no, I looked and I didn't see it. I said, you did?
Not with the high pitch, though. Not with the high pitch.
You did? He said, nah, man, I looked in the refrigerator and I looked on the side. I said, oh my God. Babe, I must have forgot to make the lunch. Babe, I'm so sorry. And I took and told a whole entire lie. A whole entire lie.
Dang, Tab, you good.
I was like, well, I'll tell him the truth later.
Later.
But this morning, he didn't need to know that. He just needed to know, oh, babe, that's all right, babe.
Yeah. Honest mistake, babe.
Yeah. And I just didn't. You know how you you be up all day and you be tired by the time you get in the bed, babe. I don't want to get back up.
Right.
Takes forever for me to get in there.
I know the feeling. Sometimes I leave the lights on that night because I'm like, well, I'm in the bed. I know the living room light is on. But it's just going to be on until the morning because I'm already like in the bed. Hello. It's a wrap.
At least Chance thought to look for lunch. My husband know not to look for nothing. In the morning. Listen.
He's spoiled.
My husband was spoiled once, and then when we kept having kids, I said, "Guess what? You gotta let go."
Yeah,
let go. Okay.
Mm-hmm. He don't care about that.
He's like,
one night I had my daughter make the lunch. I said, and he's very particular. He don't trust the kids making his lunch. He don't trust the kids, right? And so he very particular. I said, go make your daddy 2 sandwiches. Told her everything to make. And I talked to him that next day. I said, how was your lunch? He said, it was real good, babe. Real good. Your daughter made that.
Little do he know.
Right.
You taught her well.
Honey, you got well. Listen, you got to use what you got.
Amen. Amen.
We in the pandemic, Jesus.
That's right.
So, we're going to jump into the topic, which is Miss Tabitha Brown.
Yes.
I'm the topic, Jesus. Oh,
you are the topic. Okay.
It's you.
Listen, your time is valuable, so I ain't about to talk about no knick-knack paddywhack. We just
okay.
We're going to talk about you.
Okay. I thought we was talking about mama stuff. All right, go ahead.
Your mama.
Your mama.
I met it was like 3.5 years ago. You came to my girlfriend Shanya's vision board party.
Yes.
I only knew you as the entrepreneur Tab. That was at the time when you were making Capable. The cake. Yes.
Yep.
And me and Tab talked on the phone because this was when Quinn, I was doing the surprise wedding, right?
Yes.
And I was gonna have Tab make me a cake. But lo and behold, I was broke. So that's why you didn't end up making my cake.
Honey, that's all right. I was broke too. That's why I was making the cake.
That's what I mean.
Listen,
Yes.
she told me the prices. I was like, okay, now let's see here. Is there a residual check on the way?
Okay,
I don't
honey.
know.
That part.
Yes, honey. Yes.
So I didn't know Tabitha as this personality that the world is being blessed with. And as a matter of fact, I was pissed off because all this time I had been following Capable on Instagram.
Oh, honey, I don't even know my password no more. I'm not even capable to log in.
It's not even possible.
Honey, I have tried to reset it. I don't know where the email password reset thing go.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I actually just cleaned out my storage. You know, we've been moved into this house a year and a half ago, but I just cleaned out some of the boxes. Don't judge me, okay? I've been busy.
That's okay.
And I found like 4 of my capable samples, like some cakes. So listen, you more than welcome to them if you like.
Hello.
But okay.
Help yourself.
Yeah.
But I think Instagram is who recommended. I don't know how I ended up on your real page. And I was just
I don't know. Oh Lord, I forgot I got something cooking. Go ahead.
Let me tell you, Tab, I was disgusted that I didn't know this personality of yours.
Oh,
I was so irritated. I was just like, now this is my type of carrying on.
Yeah.
I cuts up now. I do cut
all
up
the way.
Now, Quinn, how did you meet?
Now, yes. So now I met Tabitha back in 2013 when I was pregnant with Aria. And we met, do you remember, we met through Brayley Evans at We Feed the Hungry. Yes, for We Feed the Hungry, the nonprofit organization that feeds the homeless downtown on Skid Row every week. And so Brayley introduced us immediately. When I tell you immediately, it was like laws of attraction. We were just like, hey girl,
yes.
You're so beautiful. I love your spirit. I love your spirit. And we had this connection. We had this beautiful talk. You wished me well. You congratulated me on my baby to come. You blessed me, blessed her. And it was just such a beautiful, I was like, that's a beautiful woman right there. She has a really sweet spirit. And we've just been cool ever since. And then once I started to see how your Instagram took off and Facebook took off with the Whole Foods post and everything you started to do, I'm just like, that's my girl. And I'm so proud of you, Tabitha, like to see the trajectory. It's just, you know, I already call you and tell you and text you and pour my heart out to you over the phone. Like, Tabitha, you are God's light. God sent you on this earth for us. And I mean it. And I think it's really true, because to see how many people you are inspiring, to see how many people are changing their eating habits, even beyond the food, you bless people with good words and good wisdom and good scripture. And you get them back to the basics, and you get people back to their humility and how they should be performing in life every day and how to treat people. It's beautiful. I just love you, girl. You know how I feel about you.
Thank you.
Yeah, we've been friends for 6-7 years.
Yeah.
One Patreon member said Tab is a gem from God's necklace. Come on.
Oh,
that's beautiful.
Thank you. That's amazing.
I agree.
Well, what a compliment. I'm thankful.
What is this ride been like? Like, you've been out here doing the hustle like a lot of us, and then see to God. There was a breakthrough. What has it been like? Because a lot of people, they're going through it and they want to give up before the breakthrough. So what is it like to reach like what feels to be like the breakthrough of like, oh, Lord, you're answering a bunch of prayers.
Right. You know what's so crazy? You know, I've been pursuing this thing for a long time. The first time I moved to Los Angeles, or to California rather, was 98 in pursuit, with no goal, no vision, lost, and moved back to North Carolina, and was supposed to have a 1-year plan. Moved back to North Carolina, save up my money with my husband, then moved to LA. because it's cheaper to save your money in a small town, right?
Right.
Moved back to North Carolina, and that 1-year plan turned into 5 years of baby, marriage, cars, house, jobs, responsibilities, and a forgotten dream. I convinced myself that because I got all these new responsibilities and I'd have missed out on my opportunity. I ain't gonna be able to go and be nobody's actor now, you know? And so going through the ups and downs of that, and a couple years went by and something woke me up out my sleep and said, literally my bed shook and my skin felt like it was burning off. And I heard a voice that sounded like thunder that said, "This is not the life I planned for you." And it scared me. And I got up and I got on my knees and I said, "Now God, if this is you talking to me, I need you to show me a sign today. Because if not, I'm going to go and admit myself to somebody crazy house," right? And because, honey, if you ain't never heard the voice, and I've heard it several times in my life, it's a very, honey, it straightened you right up, okay? And so that was the first time that it put me back on track of the dreaming and pursuing. And that day, I remember my husband and I, we was on our way to the mall, and I had told him about this experience that I had when I woke up, and he was like, "Okay." I was like, "No, I'm telling you, I heard this voice." And we were on our way to the mall, and the DJ came on the radio and was like, "This is Buster Brown. I got a new TV show on the WB. I'm gonna be holding auditions for a female co-host." I started going crazy in my car. I was like, that's my sign. I asked God for that sign today. You know, ain't no auditions in this little small town, right? And so I went to the audition. I booked that job after years of never doing anything, right? And convincing myself. So that's how I started back dreaming. And then after time we moved here back in 2004. So it's been all these years of so much on and off, on and off.
Yes.
A roller coaster. But every time a small victory would happen, I would be like, "Oh my God, oh my God, oh my God." Because I heard this voice. I always have these dreams, all these different, I would get so excited. And it would never be the big thing, right? And now, after all these years, everything that I could have ever dreamed, more than I could have ever imagined, is happening in my life. And babe, I'm like this. Okay, God.
You showing up and showing out, God.
But I'm not even, oh my God, like I used to be when it was these. Because, and I think that's because he prepared me for the day. I'm so thankful, but it feels like I'm home.
There you go.
It feels like I'm supposed to be here, right? And the other part of that is it feels like, you know, a lot of people say, you know, you've been in the race the whole time. Earlier I was on another call, and they were like, "So you've been in this race for a long time, and a lot of people are just now seeing you cross the finish line." And I said, "No, that's not the case. I've been training for a long time. The race is about to begin."
Right.
Exactly.
You've been in the staging area before.
Right. So I'm about to take off running soon. But right now I'm on your mark.
That's the reason I said. I got to go ahead and get Tabitha because she's about to sprint up out.
She's on the mark.
Yeah, but I feel amazing. I feel thankful. But I feel a responsibility to live this dream out loud. And on purpose, and to show people that, honey, no, it don't happen overnight. But if you keep going, no matter what happens in your life, it can and will happen.
Yes.
So
what part of North Carolina are you from?
Eden. It's a small, Greensboro is where we lived for 5 years when we went back. Because that was the biggest city close to Eden. But Eden is really small. If you knew where it was, I'd already had known you.
Hello.
I just had my mother on this week on Mommy Confessions, and she's been doing her life story, and she's from a tiny town in North Carolina.
Wait, where?
She from Warrenton/Macon, North Carolina.
Oh, I know Warrenton. Okay, very good. Now, where are you from though? Because you got a little something too, a little accent.
You're here in Kentucky, and
okay,
and a little bit of Baltimore, a little bit of
Baltimore.
Yeah, I mean, but then if your mama from North Carolina, she up in there too, so that's what happened.
Come on,
all day.
My daddy.
Yeah, that's what happens.
So in this, and Quinn, if you have a question, just jump in.
Dive in.
Dive on in. Okay, so in this journey of everybody's finding you on Instagram, what have you felt like is like? I feel like our gifts are a part of our ministry, right? Like,
Absolutely.
you know what I'm saying? God didn't just give you the
Amen.
ability to cook really well, okay, and to want to eat well. But what do
Right.
you feel like in you sharing your story, like, is your ministry? What is it that you are trying to get across to the people that you're talking to on a daily basis, making laugh, but also, giving them something else?
So every day, my intention is to make people feel seen, heard, and loved.
Mm.
It's part of the reason why I'm so up close when I do my videos.
Mm-hmm.
I want it to feel like it's just me and you in this moment.
Mm-hmm.
Because some people, and a lot of people, it's the only thing that they're really lacking is being seen, heard, or loved. And I may be their only minute that day that they get a piece of peace.
Mm-hmm.
And that's what I want to be in that moment. So if I can give somebody a little laugh, make their heart feel good in that moment, and bring about an emotion that they need to deal with, that's what I want to do.
And I feel like you do. Like when I saw
definitely.
the little girl, the little girl you posted that was
Yes,
imitating
Princess Anna.
y'all.
Yeah.
I'm sure most of the people who are listening to this already follow Tab, because the whole world follows Tab now. But if
Yes.
for some odd reason your Instagram is messed up and it accidentally unfollowed Tab, go back and follow us. Go down a couple of posts and see this video of this little girl imitate a little girl who will never grow up to look like Tab, completely from a different culture. Like somebody,
Yes.
a lot of times we think that the only people we affect are the people who are just like us. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's
Right.
to see a little girl who you would just probably never think was on the other side of the screen that you're looking at. Like, you can tell you've
Yes.
had an influence on her.
And,
What does that feel like when you see something like that? And you just like, what?
It feels like I'm doing something right.
Mm.
It feels like I'm doing something right. That's what it feels like. That's the best way I can describe it. Cause I
Yeah.
love kids. I love kids. I love being a mom, but I love kids. I love kids and I love elderly people, honey. Those two,
Mhm.
because right. And let me tell you why. There's no fear, right? And they haven't been taught when they're that small. Fear hasn't been taught yet.
Mhm.
Judgment hasn't been taught yet. And then when you old, honey, you don't care no more.
Okay.
Come on.
Honey, you don't care no more. So I just enjoy. I love kids, and if I can, I have my own children, but to be able to affect somebody else's child, when I fell in love with your baby when she was little, I just love.
I know.
I love that. If I
And
can
let me
do
tell you,
that,
she loves you back. This girl, and I gotta send you the video. She sing "Welcome to Very Good Mondays." She know the whole song, and
I
she was like,
love
"I
it.
want Tabitha to see it, so I gotta send you the video. I'll just post it."
Oh,
But yeah, she's in love too, because
oh,
what you have about you, it's your spirit, and that's what I think just transcends every race, every age group, everything, because it's who you are on the inside, and it just comes oozing out of you, and it's so attractive, it's so infectious, it's
Yeah.
so warm. It's like, how could you not gravitate towards that light? And I just that's how
thank you.
I feel like you affect people in that way, because it's a light in you that's illuminating outward, and we are attracted to light.
Yeah. Yeah.
Thank you.
Now,
I appreciate
Seriously.
that.
speaking
Yeah.
of Very Good Mondays, as well as Fridays with Tab and
And Chad.
Okay. I used to have a guest who's coming to Wednesdays, but we're on hiatus because
yeah,
of
Yeah.
because Corona might come on
Okay.
as the guest, so you got
We
to.
love
Right.
all the segments. We love
Right.
all the segments.
So when you put together these two, the Very Good Mondays and Fridays with Tab and Jan, first of all, were your family members like, okay, or were they like, what are we doing? Or was it actually, because I know your daughter is some inspirational on where you post and all that stuff. Like, how
Mm-hmm.
did all that formulate?
Uh, it was not planned.
Okay.
Right. So I don't really move unless God tell me to, because he has guided this whole thing. Because this was never part of my plan. I never wanted to do videos. He told me to do this. So I was like, well, if I'm gonna do it, you got to show me what to do and tell me what to do. But people would send me stuff all the time. And one day me and Choice had opened up stuff on live on Facebook one day. And people were so excited about it. And then I had been in prayer and God told me that I need to serve. And I was like, well, Lord, how I'm serving now. And he was like, no, you need to give through your serve. And I was like, well, how can I give? Like, what? And so I decided, I was like, well, all these small businesses send me stuff. They can't afford my rate because the sister got a rate. Okay.
Right.
Right. And so I said, you know what? And I always say, when something that I like, I say it's very good. So I was like, you know what? We should start a Very Good Monday and just review small businesses for free. And that'll be a way for me to give back to them, and it blesses their business. And I just started doing it. And since me and Choice had did that live, I was like, you want to, sit down with me and do these reviews? And she was like, yeah, let's do it. And it just some of the days in the very beginning, I would do it myself. Like, do Very Good Mondays. But when Troy sat down and we did it, and she came up with a song, and
love it.
It just
come on, family business.
Yeah.
Come on, Jackson family, Wayans family.
Listen,
come on, Knowles family.
Yes, everybody working. Everybody.
Come on.
It literally took off. And then the same way with the Fridays with Tab and Chance, that was because people had kept asking about how'd y'all meet? And so one day Nick was over here, who I call my brother.
Yeah, nephew. I've been knowing him for a long time. The hoop and the holler. Oh my God.
Oh, y'all
need to
together.
your life. If you're not following Tabs, it's because of her brother, Nick Few, on Instagram. Y'all,
get your laugh.
When he came in with that wig,
honey, he's hilarious.
He is.
But he was at the house one day, and I was like, you know what? Video us telling our story so people can stop asking, right? And he videoed us, like asked us questions, and we did a video. And if we posted it on a Friday, and then people started saying, y'all should do this every Friday. We like this Fridays with Tab and Chance. And did my little battery thing pop up? Y'all still there? Okay.
We still got it.
And so the next week I told Chance, people like that. We should do it again. And then he was like, really? He very much like, they want to hear me talk? And I was like, yeah. So it just became a Fridays with Tab and Chance. And then Choice wrote us another intro song.
I love it. Okay, so Choice writes songs. Got it.
Like, let me lay something on y'all real quick.
She behind the scenes, hooking it up.
She thinks in rhythm and music. That's her thing. She loves music.
Oh, okay.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
Model, musician. Okay, chef. Okay. The dinner that they made for y'all's anniversary, child, I cried tears.
Listen,
do you hear me?
If
y'all did not see that episode, please go on Tab's page and watch that episode of when her children made them a beautiful dinner for the anniversary. Oh, Jesus.
It was so nice.
That was adorable, but it was beautiful too.
Yeah, they had it hooked up, honey.
Oh,
this should have been my confession. I think I scared your daughter at the mall.
What happened?
I think I scared her.
Honey, you came up to her and said, I know your mama.
No, I said, I was in the store shopping to get some shoes for my husband. And then I was like, oh, I said, you and your mama cracked me up. And she's like, okay.
That's short.
She did it so much. When she was working at she would come home. She was like, Mom, I think that it's getting a little bit out of control. Like, people are recognizing me.
Yes.
And so now she can't listen. Now the quarantine is over. When the quarantine is over, she can't even go back to work. So it's like, okay,
no.
Yeah, because it was already getting weird.
This was back in December So this is
Oh.
for like rocket,
So, yeah.
like, and I
Yeah.
didn't go like, I know your mom, because after I realized, I was like, oh, I didn't scare the poor child. Let me leave her alone, get these shoes. Let her know I'm not over here chasing her down in this mall and so happy we were the same vicinity. And I was like,
Yeah.
hilarious.
Honey, she got her little mace. She walked to her car. She's like, I be having my mace out.
She
I be ready with my
She
pepper
better,
spray.
yes.
Yeah,
Yes.
so I was like,
'Cause
well, you
this
ain't gotta
getting
go back after this, honey.
She was like, no, baby.
I done set her up so she can do, make her own money at home.
Amen.
Yeah, good.
Yeah.
Good.
Yeah.
Look at that. Look
You
at that. Look at the
gotta
entrepreneurial minds just
Yes.
working.
Now,
Gotta teach them.
a lot of people know you for all of, not just your cooking, but all of these amazing sayings that just fly out of your mouth on a regular.
Can we do a few? Can we do a few?
She got one right now that I love that I'm.
What's your favorite?
Hold your mule. That is
Oh,
what
that's what my t-shirt got. That's my t-shirt.
That's what I said. You got on one of them. Hold your mule. That is
my favorite.
Yes.
Like so, like that.
Like so, like that. Yeah.
Like so, like that. Like so, like that. Like
I love that.
It's crazy because I don't even be knowing what I say sometime until I start reading comments. I'm like, and then I go back and watch, because most times I don't even watch it back. I just post it. And I'll go back and I'm like, oh Lord, that's a thing. Okay, I'm saying that. Yeah.
Let me make a shirt out of that.
Let me
make my business.
That's my business. That's my business.
I do my little trademark, go on and throw it in there, and let the t-shirt roll.
Come on, it's infectious. Come on.
Literally, no, the favorite one, and I told my mother, and she even died, and that's your longest one.
Have a good day.
Yes, honey. Yes.
But if you can't, don't you dare go messing with nobody else.
Somebody else.
I said, no, if that ain't a word, that's a whole word, though. It's a whole sermon. Offering plate need to come out.
Honey, yeah.
The church.
That's how my daddy raised me on that.
I love that.
That's how every time I talk to my daddy, that's what he told me.
And that's so good for kids to hear.
Yeah, absolutely. That was my
adults to hear. Adults too, but they
need to learn it early, right?
But definitely everybody.
Right. Don't put your problems on nobody else.
Somebody. Yeah. But sometimes adults do forget.
Right.
Listen, I told my mama because she was telling me a story of my older sister just ruining somebody's interview because she was mad. She was the interviewer. Something that happened, and I know she lit that man's interview on fire, asked him the hardest questions. She knew he was gonna fail. And I said, now, Mama, there's a woman that says. And I told her, she said, oh yeah,
oh yeah. Let me follow that mantra. Let me get on board.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. All right, I had to plug the phone up. Can y'all still hear me?
Oh yeah, absolutely. We can hear
very good.
So what about the
That's my mom's, by the way. Very good. That's my mom's favorite. Very good. Honey, very good.
Very good. Very good. I had only heard one other person ever say that before. And as soon as I heard you say it, I said, you need to go check out. A whole show around. Very good. You need to go listen to it because it's amazing. Watch it. So what is it? What's next for you? Where do you see yourself? What has God shown you, if you don't mind sharing, of what is next with Tabitha Brown? Because I mean, we'll take you in any form we can get you. Okay.
Hello.
You take you on Instagram, we'll take you on Netflix, we'll take you on ABC, Disney, we'll
take you on Kiki and Strahan, new host, like live in host.
He has always shown me TV, of course, right? Prime time to be exact.
Amen.
Come on. That's what he said, okay?
What he said.
But
that's what he said.
Right. I have had the same dream that lasts about 10 years that I wanted to be America's mom, America's new mom. Mm-hmm. I wanted to be the new Claire Huxtable meets Roseanne right in the middle. Mm-hmm. And that's who I am. And that's now, I used to write that all the time. I want to, a scripted show where it's based on my life and my family. And I'm a very relatable, everyday mom. Mm-hmm. And now people call me that. Oh, this is she our mom. Is she America's mom? She the world's favorite mom. So I was like, okay, God, I see you bringing it out for me.
I see.
So, right. So working on the scripted show, and a docu-series for my family,
Beautiful.
a talk show, and maybe a game show.
Come on,
all of the above. No, maybe all of the
book.
above.
Yeah,
all of the above.
Yeah, well, you know, they're all going to happen. It's just making the time for them.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, as long as you got breath in your body, you got time.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
In the name of Jesus, it's done.
What has been the biggest adjustment since now that all of this is happening? That you're on your mark, right? So now all your training is about to be put to use. What do you feel like has been the has there been a biggest difference? Has there been a difference, or do you feel like it's still like every day?
Well, every day is packed.
Okay.
I have never did more zoom and my boom, honey. Just shake my rump, child. I've never zoomed so much in my life. I've never did so much press. I have never cooked so much. Jesus, you know,
I don't know how you do it.
Because that's what, see, I was going to say that too. Like, I don't even know how you manage to, because I'll be on my feed and I'll be like, she got another video. And then I know you have other engagements and things that you're doing, and you just got new management. You were doing this all without management before and building up your brand. And now that you have this management, that you have to have more to do, right?
Yeah.
Because they have
10
a
times
plan
more
too.
than what I was doing before.
Okay, so yeah.
So that's really the thing, is just my time is just packed now. But because I don't have to leave the house yet, nothing outside of that has changed. You know, although even with my mask on, I went to the grocery store. Young kids know who I am now versus their parents.
Oh yeah.
I was like, I got a mask on though. Troy said, but you got a Donna is out. I was like, oh, got it.
Yeah, Donna, girl, you don't have to pack Donna under a hat or braid her back if you don't want
to have a braid her back. I be incognito with her braided down, honey, because then people they look for Donna. But
look for Donna.
Yeah. So, but that's what you know. Other than that, I'm just taking it day by day and being thankful, honey. Being thankful.
Well, we are just thankful that you gave us some of your time, because I know, like I said, I was just like, I think I told the audience before, we had you scheduled right before everything hit the fan. She was coming. She was gonna come here to shoot my confessions live, and then they were like, the kids can't go back to school. And then they were like, and then we social distancing, and the was like, maybe we should try this after this. So,
right. Like, girl, I'm gonna see you when the craziness is over, girl.
Yeah, I was like, yes, I think that's a good idea.
Yes.
As I saw, I'm telling you, it felt like watching a shooting star. As I saw you shooting across all over social media and all over everybody's TV, I said, oh Lord,
that's how I felt.
This is what it looked like.
That's how I felt. I was like, God was like, go and put your seatbelt on, sit back for a second, let me show you something. I was like,
listen.
Okay.
Clink.
And it's also
blew my mind.
It's so well deserved. You're so genuine. Like, there are a lot of people out here that do this, that are personalities on social media, but there are few that feel truly authentic and complete in their skin. And I know you said that was a journey for you to feel that you were enough. However Tabitha Brown is, that you are enough. And I am grateful, and I know so many other people are so grateful for that happening, because it's this version of you, this authentic version of you, that I think everybody is drawn to. That's the reason why I was so disgusted. I was like, wait a minute, this is the Tabitha I met 3 years ago? I did not know.
Because missing out on all this.
Yes, because we were
honey. I was free. I finally got free, child.
Yes.
When I met you, it was maybe it was 2 years. It was because I think I was with Carlin, right?
Yes.
So
Carlin.
Too, because I had just become vegan. Like 4 months in, and my video had just started going viral. My first video had just started going viral, and my hair was real short, right?
I can't remember the length.
It was very short because I had just started wearing it short. I had just shaved it off that months
Oh,
prior.
okay.
Yeah,
I
but
just
it
remember.
was then that I had started to become free, honey. I was living in, honey. I was just like, honey, this who I am.
That is so wonderful. And a lot of people,
Yeah.
it's beautiful that it happened in your life. And I know a lot of people are struggling making their way that way. But to see the blessing that happens when we are the person that God made us to be and not the person that think other people need to see.
Come on.
It's beautiful to see how the Lord will bless that. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
So you are just a walking testimony with the best sayings ever. And
and the best recipes ever.
Listen, and my husband wants to go vegan so bad, and I was like,
y'all can do it.
I believe it, but when I watch you cook, I be like, that seems simple, but it also seemed like so much work at the same.
It's not though. You saw when we did Wednesday. It was so that spinach dip was so easy,
good, girl. I need to make
it was
that. I might make that tomorrow.
Listen, and Aria made me make her a tomato sandwich with mayonnaise and salt yesterday, and she was like,
tomato sandwich
with pickle on the
tomato
side.
Sandwich is right.
With the pickle, and she was like, "Mommy, this sandwich is so good." I'm like, "You sure you don't want no turkey?" No, I love this.
Yep, honey, the kids
can do it, Angel.
Tomato sandwich. Honey. I grew up eating tomato sandwiches, and before I was vegan.
I believe it.
You can do it, Angel, because you already cooked.
So intentional. Tabitha got 50 million mushrooms just coming out where you don't
just got a lot of ingredients.
Mushrooms sitting in the refrigerator.
Love mushrooms. I got some being delivered today, some like lion's mane, and that's like crab meat.
Never heard of it.
Exactly. Okay. If it ain't portobello or shiitake, I don't know about
it. I don't know.
Honey, it's so many.
About
it's over 10,000 mushroom types.
I'm sorry you put that on your post.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, it's a bunch of them, honey. I'm just getting started with them.
We learning.
I see.
Yeah, they be good though.
Shiitake, enoki.
That's enoki them. You know they family. I like enoki them. Them my people.
Enoki them. I learned. Yeah. I'm learning.
But it's really easy if you have a good why, Angel.
He has a good why, so that's why I'm like, why don't you cook it?
What is his reason that he wants to go vegan?
Come 100% health. Like my husband is very, like he cut out so many. I was the one that was like, I was pescatarian for a while and I was vegetarian for a while. So I had already I understand the concept of eating healthier and I have been. Well, then once he got to a certain age and he noticed that he doesn't eat terrible, but genetically his blood pressure is higher than what it should be. And he's like, you know what I'm not trying to do is have to fight cancer or to have to fight high blood pressure. So I really want to do, this is not the man I married. So this is what he evolved into. He was like, really want to try becoming vegan. And I'm like, and I'm actually all for it, but I'm like, you don't understand, like there's an intention that has to be behind it so that when I grocery shop, I'm shopping with like recipes in mind. If not, we're gonna have salad and vegetable soup every day. Okay.
All you have to do is think of what you eat that's not vegan and make that vegan. Right? However you normally do spaghetti. Okay, I'm gonna still make spaghetti, but I'm gonna just make it vegan. However you normally do, I don't know, your fried fish or whatever. Okay, let me figure out how to make that vegan. How do I do lasagna? How do I do? You just figure out your favorite burger, whatever, and make it vegan. So you're not feeling like you got to come up with something new. All you're coming up with is the replacement.
Okay.
Same meal. Okay. Just different ingredients.
But I too remember, Angel, you mentioned that a lot of the foods, a lot of the ingredients and flavorings were had a lot of preservatives or ingredients that you didn't want to necessarily add to your diet.
So the easy substitute, the easy substitutes, the processed food. Like if I'm like, we want a burger, the Beyond Burger got about 50,000 grams of sodium in it, and that's just gonna send him to an early grave.
But that doesn't have to be your only option, right? So what I tell people is when you first start, when you first start. And let me just tell you really quick the difference between a Beyond Burger and a beef burger. Okay, there is zero fiber in any animal meat. You won't find it. Which means when you eat it, your body does not naturally know how to process it.
Right.
So that's why it sits in there forever, especially red meat.
Mm-hmm.
But even though the Beyond Meat has sodium, like all processed food, whether it's vegan or not,
right,
has high sodium, but it still has fiber. So that means it's going to leave the body way quicker,
right,
if not within the same day or two,
mm-hmm.
than that red meat that may stay in there for up to a year.
Okay.
Right? So we got to just train our
Mm-hmm.
minds to think differently. But when you first go, the substitutes are great in moderation to help kick the craving.
Yeah.
Right.
But I'm almost 3 years in,
Mm-hmm.
and it's just now that I don't crave that stuff anymore.
Mm-hmm.
I like a more whole food, plant-based diet.
Yeah.
I like my, that's why I use so many mushrooms, and I'm always coming up with different stuff because I don't really eat a lot of processed food anymore.
They said, come on, teach, Tabitha. They said, come on.
Yes.
Come on,
I
teach.
love it.
Yeah, but in the beginning, we can't be so hard on ourselves, because this is the other thing. You worried about the sodium in that processed food, right?
Mm-hmm.
But nobody worries about blood pressure and all that stuff when they're not eating, until their mind says vegan. But your regular food, you don't look up and see, let me see if I eat red meat, what does it do to my blood pressure? What does it do to my cholesterol?
You know, my husband, he does. Like,
right, but what I'm saying is, you, the person who's supposed to be cooking it for him.
Oh, yeah.
You giving yourself a reason to be like, that ain't no good either. We might as well not do that.
What's the easiest thing? Right. I'm gonna make this chicken, cause I know how to make the chicken. Yeah, it is. It like, I do know that it's possible, obviously, because there are people who are vegan and living a great life.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's definitely a struggle, and he ain't trying to help me
day by day.
But you can do it.
Start with one meal a day. If he wants to do it,
do
one meal a day to start, and that can get you started with figuring out how to cook or what you want to cook, and then that'll get him started too with his appetite for it.
Mm-hmm. Well, I think I'm on my way, Tab, honestly.
Yeah.
Just because of my age, and just because I just see my body is responding to the non-processed stuff. The older I get, and I'm like, I'm just gonna have to just go ahead and cross on over, probably.
Listen, we have to listen to our body.
I
always tell people, honey, I ain't stopped eating chicken and stuff because I ain't like how it tasted. I did it to save my life. It's a choice. And that's why your why has to be important. It ain't just do it just to do it.
Just to be doing it.
Whatever your why is. And don't be hard on yourself. If you can do one meal a day, you can just concentrate on one meal and say, at least one meal, I'm going to put some really great stuff into my body, some live foods, some raw foods, some whole foods. Just once a day is great.
It's going to make it. I remember I did a raw vegan diet it was a challenge actually for 7 days. And I saw I was pooping like a baby, like every time I ate. My body said, all right, thank you. I was like, oh. And I felt like I was glowing like a light bulb.
That raw food is no joke. Okay?
No joke.
Honey, I did 20 days for the new year. We did a 2020 reset.
I watched you do it. Yes, I did.
Honey. Honey, I looked amazing. Skin was popping, body was just looking. I said, look, but I need hot food. I love a good. I like bread. I like to bite into it. Okay. That's why I got hips. Okay, I got hips because Tab like carbs. I like them. Give them to me. I want the potato. Give her to me. All right. But people are raw vegan. I know people who only eat raw. 24/7, 365.
I can't do that. I tried it.
You gotta eat it after.
You gotta eat.
You can't really store much of it. Like some of the meat that you can make from the nuts, but like a lot of the stuff that I was making, I was like, oh no, I have to. Well, one, I was hungry, but I was like, I have to eat it because it does not have a shelf life because it is
exactly
raw and so.
You stay at the grocery store. Yes.
Yeah.
That was the most annoying part for me when I went raw for a little bit. It was the grocery store.
Yeah, because it's fresh produce.
That just. I'll cook. I'll cook.
So I always be like, most people that I do know who are successful raw vegans, they have their own garden. They have, their own food in their yard.
Okay, yeah.
So it's easier that way too. But I love to eat a raw meal a couple times a week. I love a good salad, baby. I love my fruit. I love veggies. I love them. but I also love some heat. I
Amen.
got some stuff in the oven right now. I'm gonna go and finish getting it
Go
together.
ahead. Well, listen, I'm sure everybody knows where they can find you, but I still want you to be able to tell everybody as well as where they can get all of your lovely merchandise, all of your shirts.
Oh yes, please follow me. I am Tabitha Brown on TikTok. I am Tabitha Brown on Instagram, Tabitha Brown on Facebook, and my website is iamtabithabrown.com.
Beautiful.
Y'all, let her bless your life. I'm sure everybody on here, I feel like has already been blessed by you prior to coming over here. But truly,
Okay.
I do want to thank you for listening to the voice of God, because he, like, it's amazing when we really walk the path that he has us to walk, how many other people get blessed by it. So
That part. That
Yes.
part.
appreciate
Yes,
you
Angel.
for listening to the
Yeah.
voice of God, because you are truly, I'm telling you, you bless my soul. I'll be looking at your videos like a little silly child. I'll be like, yes.
Same. Same.
Girl, I'm thankful. Thank you. Listen, when you realize it's bigger than you,
Mm-hmm.
that's when you know you really are moving. When you realize it ain't got nothing to do with me. My part was being healed.
Amen.
After that, it was no longer about me. It was about
Beautiful.
the purpose and the mission. So thank
Well,
you. Thank you for
Tabitha,
seeing that.
Thank you.
thank you so much.
Thank you.
Everybody listening, make sure you follow me and Quinn as well. If you haven't already, you can follow me at That Chick Angel across all platforms, as well as at That Chick Angel TV on YouTube. And Quinn, tell them where they can find you, baby.
You can find me on Instagram, Facebook, Twitter at Quinn Walters, y'all.
And make sure you rate and review this podcast, because it makes us more discoverable. And we appreciate you all taking out your time to sit with us today. And Tab, can you close them out? Tell them to have a good day, please, if you don't mind.
Honey, go about your business. Have the most amazing day. But honey, even if you can't have a good one, don't you dare go messing up nobody else's. Him, very good.
Thank you guys. Y'all have a good day.
It's the word.
Love
Bye,
you.
guys.
Thank you